So, one of the big root causes for people with chronic SIBO and IBS can be a connective tissue disorder. Now, this can be an inherited disorder um, where you have you don't make good, strong connective tissue. And that can manifest in hyperflexibility. I got to thinking about this because I used to be um, kind of a driven yogi. The type of yoga I used to do um, would get people into asanas, postures, and leg behind the head stuff. We're talking, extreme back bends. Um, I do not have a connective tissue disorder, so I could not get into a lot of those asanas very easily. But a lot of people I practiced with, some of them could just naturally bend in crazy ways. And you often see this in contortionists. Now we know that a lot of those people have Ehlers-Danlos hypermobility issue. And while when you're young, it can make you look like an incredible yogi, there's problems with that as you get older, with joint stability, and also it can affect the digestive system because your internal organs are held together with connective tissue, and when that isn't strong, things can flop. And I know a lot of my fellow practitioners of this particular type of yoga I used to do. They would have all this bloating and gas and all kinds of things, and be like, well, maybe if I stop gluten, maybe they were experimenting with their diet a lot. A lot of them were vegetarian, which probably didn't help matters any, because they weren't getting enough protein. So there's a lot of strategies to deal with people with Ehlers-Danlos hypermobility and other connective tissue disorders. And one of those, I do like to make sure that they're doing some sort of visceral manipulation to help keep the organs in the proper place so that you can have proper movement and motility. And then another aspect is we have to build up the gut lining and strengthen that. And that can be tricky to do because, if you don't have the genetic code to make really strong connective tissue disorder, taking a bunch of collagen might not even help. But there are some nutritional things that can help. And this will often be kind of a long-term, multifactorial, multi-practitioner approach. But definitely, I've worked with a lot of people with Ehlers-Danlos. While I wouldn't consider myself a connective tissue disorder expert, I have strategies to deal with it that often can help smooth the way for healthy digestive functioning and less pain overall. Because a lot of times these hyperflexible people, as they get older, they end up with all kinds of joint problems and pain. They end up with chronic pain. So, and fatigue, and all kinds of other things that can go along with it. So anyway, I hope this was informative. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to answer them on here as time permits for me.